ABSL Summit. Transform to thrive.
So I have a reflection that it's not an accident that we are here at the end of the day, because today we've heard a lot of discussions, a lot of speeches about talents, development, mental health, generations, in fact, and our discussion is a kind of conclusion about all of that. So I'm sure that we all know that we live in very flexible times, demanding, very dynamic, and a lot of things are going on. New paths of career are evolving, and people are changing their jobs. There are new professions. People have to update their skills. We call it reskilling and upskilling. And on the other hand, we have young people, new generation. So there was a huge debate about that today. And these young people brings a new, fresh perspective to the labor market, because they declare that it's not the work. It's not only about stability. They want to make change, impact, and they even talk about meaningful engagement. So Bartłomiej, I have a question for you, because it seems like universities are adapting slowly to these changes. There is a lot about, they focus about theory, research, etc. And in fact, I wonder if there is a gap between formal education that students receive, and in fact, business expectations, because business expect experience, skills, dynamic skills. So how it looks like from your perspective, is it that bad?
So I would say that this is a common perception that universities are very slow to adapt to changing market conditions and prefer research over practical skills. However, this view, in my opinion, overlooks significant efforts and changes that many universities are implementing right now, not only in Poland, but all over the world. So I would give you a lot of examples how universities are adapting. So I would say that, first of all, industry partnership. This is very, very important, because many universities are forming right now partnerships with industries. So these collaborations very often include advisory boards, research collaborations, internships, and so on. Moreover, curriculum reforms. So we reform heavily our teaching programs, so we implement project-based learning, capstone projects, interdisciplinary projects, and so on, so on. So there are a long list of initiatives taken by universities, professional development and certification programs. Of course, it goes without saying that we need to mention use of technology. Universities right now have no choice. So are leveraging, I would even say, technology to enhance learning and skill development. So we implement online learning programs, simulations, virtual labs. We talk about AI and data analytics during lectures. Of course, I would also add the institutional support, like career services and professional units introduced at universities, like job placement assistance and so on. And maybe at the end, this is very close to my way of thinking, is the lifelong learning initiatives. So we implement a lot of initiatives like continuing education and even micro-credentials. So even at my university, I mean Wrocław University of Economics and Business, we got a lot of concepts like academic incubator of entrepreneurship, business cooperation center, business process simulation center, design thinking hub, system supporting R&D projects, and so on, so on. So frankly speaking, there are a lot of initiatives. And why the traditional view of our universities might suggest a slow pace of change, many schools, universities, are actively working to stay relevant and meet the changing needs of market and young people. So I spoke a lot about these initiatives undertaken by universities, like partnerships, teaching reforms, use of technology, and so on. But Natalia, could you please tell me now what actions businesses, in fact, are taking to particularly support young people in their development?
Yeah. Okay. There are a lot of initiatives. I will tell about them, but I have a reflection about what you said, because I was also thinking about direction of studies, that it's necessary to create matrix directions, because soon we'll need managing programs connected with psychology, connected with analytics, everything in one a kind of package. So it must change. This is my reflection before I answer your question. Yeah. So, okay, what kind of actions to support young people? First of all, mentorship opportunities. There are a lot of programs where professionals work with young people. They work on specific goals. These are created processes, and they talk about everyday challenges. They give inspiration. So it's quite popular. And also we talk about reverse mentoring. Sometimes young people teach and consult their older colleagues. So mentorship programs. What kind? What else? Internship programs. You mentioned about that, and of course I know that business cooperates with universities, talking about internship. So this is a possibility to touch the real business, to learn on the job, to get new skills, to build network, professional network. This is opportunity for young people for all of that, and also training and development programs. It's obvious. In Altkom Academia, we have a lot of clients, a lot of organizations that invest in complex trainings, blended learning, e-learning, cohort trainings. This is new concept, gamification, and also talent development programs that help managers to manage these young people and to see the difference between them, because it's very important to see the difference. We talk a lot also today about differences, and when I talk about difference, I have to mention diversity and inclusion, because this is also a very popular topic, of course, and element of the strategy of many companies. And it gives different context, different perspectives. It helps also encourage young people to bring fresh new ideas to business. Also, it was also mentioned today, business recognized the need of work-life balance. There are investments in mental health programs, well-being programs, and it's also very important. So there are a lot of actions, a lot of initiatives in this topic, according to young people, but I can't help but wonder that I'm wondering, is it worth wasting time, so much time on universities, 4-5 years, you know, for foundational topics that will be soon out of the date? You know, I don't know if it's necessary. Is it really a good trend now? What do you think?
I would say that this kind of question of whether young people should spend so many years in formal university education is a kind of fundamental question. And I hear such a question very, very often. So of course there are a lot of reasons, and I still believe in university. So first of all, foundational knowledge. This is very, very important, depth of understanding. So university education provides a deep and comprehensive understanding of a particular subject, okay? Theoretical foundations. Theoretical knowledge, while seeming abstract for some of us, is the basis upon which practical applications are built. Moreover, critical thinking and problem-solving skills. So university education put a strong emphasis these days on critical thinking, analytical reasoning, and problem-solving. I'm sure about it because I'm the university teacher. Adaptability, this is also a key term. Yeah? So with a strong foundation, our graduates can adapt to new technologies and methodologies. Because you are right, so everything is changing so fast, business environment, there are so many new challenges.
And sometimes after 1 year, there are so much changes on the labor market that, you know, that spending 4 years and learning management.
Fully agree. So I would even add transferable skills. Universities teach skills such as communication, problem solving, teamwork, so on. And I would indicate professional networks and resources. I believe most of us studied somewhere, yes? So networking opportunities are extremely significant from my point of view. I spent several years in academic environment. Yes? So university provides a kind of platform for building a professional network through interactions with peers, faculty, industry professionals, and so on, so on. The access to resources. And these days we also discuss the concept of credential and credibility. Yeah, so degree can serve as a credential in a complicated modern world. Long-term career benefits. Okay, we don't have so much time, but I could speak so much because there are so many benefits of taking studies. So maybe finally, I got one more question quickly. Tell me how business adapts to global trends. Because people who work at the university, we know how to do this. Okay. So how do you treat this concept?
Yeah, I mentioned a lot of initiatives, of course, but also I have to mention what you mentioned, that the business invests in technology, advanced technologies such as AI, big data, and this is also a way of development for employees. Business offers flexible working hours, remote work. Oh, and this is my question. What about people who are very, before I answer, I tell the rest of my conclusions. What about people who work a lot and doesn't have time for studying? How universities treat these people now? Do these people have to sit and learn, etc.? Because today we talked a lot about hybrid work. How about hybrid learning?
So I believe the situation is pretty similar to your case, because as we know very well, in corporates, people have a great possibility to work online, at home, hybrid mode, and so on. So we adapt our situation to changing requirements in a similar way that is possible to study these days. So it's not a big deal. So our young students don't have to sit all the time the traditional lecture room, taking a look on the board and so on. No, this is not relevant any longer. I believe in the near future there are no traditional lectures any longer.
You've mentioned, when we talked before this speech, before this discussion, you mentioned about a student who was passing exam in the plane. She was going to the plane, and you called her. Where is she? And she was coming to the plane, flying somewhere, and she was just set at the airport and passing this exam. So
yeah, we had a really nice discussion online during the examination. So. I see we have a final thought. So maybe what would be the general conclusion? How do you think?
Yeah, I think we have to cooperate and just to be more and more flexible. Business is doing a lot in this topic, as I here universities also. And as the conclusion, I can mention that we cooperate. Altkom Academia also cooperates with universities. So we create together postgraduate studies. So it's a necessity to cooperate, and we'll see how we will have what kind of impact we'll have for long life learning, in fact.
Unfortunately, I have to agree, because I spent so many years in business, and the very moment I'm engaged at the university. So I strongly believe that these kind of partnerships would foster innovation and research opportunities. So this is the key term, the cooperation. Okay, so the cooperation between universities, higher education institutions, and business environment. Yeah. So there is no other option. Okay, so it goes without saying, in my opinion.
So maybe there will be no necessary to talk, business perspective and university perspectives. Maybe in a few years we will be together, in fact, on the same side. Now we are on the same side, in fact.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.